All right. Hello, my friends, and welcome to this live. It's your friend Anni here from Caffeine-Free Live channel. And I was thinking that now I'm gonna do a little support live for all of you caffeine quitters out there, because that is what my channel is all about, supporting all the caffeine quitters out there around the world. And like you know, I'm pretty much close to 4.5 years. Actually, it's getting 18th of this day, this month. It will be like 4.5 years for me without any caffeine. So it's been a long journey, but I'm in a very, very good place now. About 19 to 95% heal from the post-acute withdrawals. So I was thinking that in this live, I just thought that if somebody wants to come here, and maybe if you wanna ask something, or if you wanna ask about symptoms or anything, we can talk anything, because I just feel that every now and then I still wanna show up and reassurance you that it's really is just time what we need, and that's about it. And I know it's easier said than done. I know many of you are still having all those horrible symptoms, tons of anxiety, thinking like, am I gonna ever feel better? Am I gonna always be like this? When this is gonna end? How this can be? I'm this and this month off, I still feel this and this and that. But guys, it really gets better, and it is really our brain rewiring and our body rewiring. Like, I did do that live with Mandy. We have spoken with Mandy pretty much everything, like, about this topic, and shared our journey. So if you haven't watched me and Mandy's video, I recommend you to watch those, because we have pretty much like shared all the aspects of this journey. And but yeah, but if you have anything that you want to ask, I'm happy to answer. Hi Christopher, how are you doing? How is your journey going? So I can also tell a little bit, like, update myself. Like, I have been updated so much in my channel, so it's nothing like huge new, but just lately I have been starting to feel just more energized, which is like really good, because the last thing that is still have been healing for me is my sleep. I still sometimes wake up, but it's not like bad, but if I do have a lot of stress, I sometimes still wake up and I can feel that it's like from the stress. And then I also sometimes I have headaches, but it's not like very common, like it's always around my cycle. Yesterday I had headache that I didn't have like really long time, but it did pass quickly. And I also felt kind of dehydrated. So some little kinks still, but I have been definitely feeling like more energized. And then I still feel that my memory, especially my short-term memory, is still like improving. So those are the things that is still improving. It's going. My biggest issue still is my digestion is still problematic. Yes, that is very normal, Christopher. It just takes time. Takes time before everything gets back to good. Like, takes time before the hormones will go completely back to normal. Takes time before our adrenal glands will, like, strengthen, and we are able to tolerate more stress. Takes time before our digestion starts to work like well, and it's all like they are all connected, all these systems. I always like to say that we are like recovering from the kind of like years from the biochemical stress load that have been, like, we know caffeine is a biochemical stress, and it have been affecting in all our systems, at least for many of us who are going through the pause. Like I said, not everyone is going through the pause. Same with the benzos. Not everyone will not fall off the benzos or fall off the mountain with caffeine and end up this wild roller coaster ride, but many will. But many will, and that's why it's important to have this support. And caffeine is so underestimated drug. It really is, and it's still, even nowadays, it's so rare still that people completely quit caffeine. Many people quit coffee or they quit something, but if you wanna get rid of the addiction and cure from the caffeineism, then you have to quit all caffeine. And of course, I recommend all mind-altering drugs, of course, and mind-altering drugs, and I don't recommend supplements, and all free from everything. And of course, it can be very different for if there is a two-person caffeine-free and another person starts to use something, maybe little alcohol here and there, smoking weed a little bit here and there in their journey. It can be different for their recovery, because of course you're gonna feel more the symptoms if you are completely free from everything. That's meaning like more healing. You're gonna feel every single thing, and that really is, the symptoms really are healing. But if you numb the symptoms with a little bit alcohol, or you start to mess with a little bit weed or something, I don't know how it affects your recovery, but what I do know that those mind-altering substances will affect you in some way. Okay, hello all. What Animal 2000. Olen ollut nyt 2 päivää ilman energiajuomia ja aion vähentää nyt sen juomista, koska myös haluan säästää rahaa. No hyvä. Hienoa, Animal 2000. Jee, siitä se lähtee. Congrats. Yupistar, hello Anni, nice to see you. Did you have a symptom that was constantly there? I've had this with my stomach for 6 months now. Yes. Yes, daily dose of Anni. Yeah, Samu. Hi, Samu. Yes, I did, Yupistar. My stomach issues was constantly there. It was a little bit, it was so difficult for me because of when my mental stuff started to get a little better around my first year, I would say, like that I was a little bit more calm, and even I still had tons of symptoms, but then my digestion was so off. I felt like so disconnected. I have that DBDR, depersonalization. I have a lot of like fatigue and pains. So it was really hard to me to like try to do any normal stuff because I was just so uncomfortable, and all the time those digestive issues like burping, acid reflux, all those constipation, diarrhea. I felt like always very uncomfortable with my stomach. But now when I look all that, and that will, by the way, it will all ease with time. It is all part of this journey. It is part of the healing, because caffeine it will mess up our digestive system, and it's all because of that tons of stress that we have been putting in our body that have been affecting like every single system in the body, digestive system, cardiovascular system, endocrine system, all the systems, and adrenal glands and everything. And when we do have like a sensitized nervous system in this journey, we are just so sensitive to stress. Of course, we're gonna feel just everything. Anxiety makes us feel everything, like in a bad way, in that sense that we gonna, like, I did explain one of my friend that we kind of feel everything that we shouldn't be feeling, because everything, like, we are just so, it almost feels that everything is just so raw, because those connections are not working in the brain and the body, those receptors and whatever there are, needed to be fixed are not working. So that's why we kind of feel that there's so much pain and all these symptoms that we feel, and it's all that rewiring before our system goes back to normal. And that is for many people, it is ups and downs. It's not like straight, beautiful line, and then you just will recover nicely and all is well. But it's more like a messy puzzle that piece by piece you will get back to good. Sorry, my English is not working very good today. Interesting place of freezer, must say. What is in that freezer? Yes, in my freezer. What is in my freezer? You wanna know? Okay, so I have in my freezer, I have a meat. This is a beef meat. And what else I have? I have a lot of like berries that I have picked, blueberries, and then I have also raspberries that I have picked, and all kind of stuff. Then I also have apples that I have picked. I have put them in the bags, but mostly there is just meat and berries. But yeah, I like to keep the freezer here in the back. This is like the most back room in our house, so so that's a good place for that. I don't have any other like so good place for that, so it's there. It's okay there. Moikka Jaakko. But yeah, so that's my main diet. Like, okay, I have to say this summer, because this have been like the best summer for my all anxiety summers for so far. Even still Little Kings, but I have been eating so much out. I have been enjoying going places. But I do wanna eat healthy. Like most of the time, I make my own food. I cook the meat and I make the berry smoothies and stuff. But I have to say that it's been really nice to be able to just go to the restaurants and not have to think that, oh my god, what if this food make me feel this and that, because it really wasn't the food. Like I always try to explain people, it's not, when we go through these post-acute withdrawals, there is no any miracle fix. It's about the rewiring, brain rewiring, body rewiring, and it is because of anxiety we cannot like tolerate any kind of stress. Even the food can feel like a stress. It is a kind of stress for the body, but even like the weird smells, we cannot tolerate those. We cannot tolerate any argument for the the friends or your fiance or whatever. We couldn't tolerate even dog barking. Some of us couldn't even tolerate to watch TV or listen music or go to even shower in some of our worst points. So we have to remember how it is. Like for me now, it's makes me like, whoa, what I went through when I think about those first 6 months and also that bad wave that I had in my 35 months, that how bad it really is when we feel like the worst of the worst and anxiety is just up there, and we just feel that, is this even normal? Can this even be? Can human being feel like this? But then those are all the healing symptoms, and those will ease. But it's gonna be like you start to forget when you go further and you start to feel better. You start to like almost like that's the best thing also when we experience something really horrible and we go through it and we do heal. We start to think that it wasn't so bad. Even I still remember it was bad, but in that way that we don't like be scared that anymore. We just knew and understand that it happened to us, and it was something that we did to ourselves. Like I was using that caffeine over 30 years chronically since my early childhood, and I did have to pay this price, go through a mental illness before I did heal. And you will do heal too. Everybody will heal. I reassure you. Even now it feels hard, but trust me, all those moments, they always will, those moments always pass. Whatever you are feeling now, it's not gonna be like that you're gonna have like 4 years, 3 years feeling like you are feeling now. It's not gonna be like that. Even if you would have a long journey of pause, you're gonna have better moments because the symptoms will change, and when you heal, your symptoms will change and you're gonna see the more improvements, and then your baseline kind of starts to go more up and you always feel more updated. What did you take any medicine for your stomach when it was bad? I didn't take any medicine, but I was trying to like in the beginning I was trying to eat like flaxseed or something like some foods that I thought that could help my stomach. So I made a lot of smoothies, and I tried to eat all kind of a lot of like fiber foods. Then I also tried to eat like that carnivore will fix that. It didn't fix that. I tried all kind of ways of eating, but it's like nothing didn't work. It was same what I did or didn't eat. I always had those symptoms. So I even tried some of the like Jewish fasting stuff. It didn't. It was, unfortunately, I think it's just time. But of course you can always try. You can try if you want something, but I wouldn't maybe go in any medicines if you don't have to, because medicines they don't usually help. Christopher, it's okay to let yourself eat out now and then. We have to be flexible when trying to be healthy. Yes. Yeah, I think so that too. Like every now and then it's okay to eat out and just enjoy like basic diet. It's good to be healthy, but sometimes it's and after this experience, like not be able to, so long time that I couldn't even able to live normal life. It's just been so, so much fun and go places and see the people and be like a normal human being, because that was so long not possible for me, because I was always just in my bubble with the symptoms. And you all know who know this, who goes through this, how it is when you just feel uncomfortable and when you are not just feeling well. And if you feeling that anhedonia or depression or pains all over, and you always just like kind of I just feel unwell, and it's not same if you feel like that when you go places and you want to have fun or meet people or whatever you do. It's very different, but you're gonna enjoy so much. All the normal stuff will make you happy, and different way than when we were caffeinated, because so many things I see now that are different how they were when I was caffeinated. But I didn't realize how stressed I was, because I thought that that's just normal state, because I was in that stress state so long. Hi Chris, how are you? What Samu says, that is why I eat what tastes good and won't give a damn if it's healthy or not. Yes, Samu, do not torture yourself, Anni. We will die all at some point anyway. Yes, that's true. But yeah, I think I am very sure that I'm pretty sure that my all symptoms will be gone in next 6 months. So, and people who have gone through this journey like me with the same timeline, with the really different places from the world, that they are able to just live they just live normal life. They are able to work, like really hard work. They are able to exercise. They are able to do all the stuff. Of course, they are not gonna go back to caffeine. At least I hope. I don't know what happens to some people, because usually, like, when people get better, it can be that I don't hear from them. But I sure know that I won't ever go back to caffeine, because what it did to me so long time. And like, that's just, for me, it's just never option, because why would I do something like that? Like, well, I don't want to go back to OCD, because my OCD is completely cured. It's completely cured, not just like it's cured a little bit, it's completely gone. Intrusive thoughts are completely gone. And I had intrusive thoughts where I was around, I think, 10 years old, and all my life. So sometimes people doesn't believe that caffeine can be the cause of the intrusive thoughts. And I don't say that it's only cause, because there are like other stressors, like traumas and all kind of stuff. But what I have been experienced, that even in those past traumas have been starting to just naturally come up with this process, like without any. I did do that TRE in my journey, that trauma releasing exercises, and I tried all kind of like that I did, but I don't do that anymore. I don't have to do anything. I just live normal life. Like, that's how I think that we people are meant to be. Just live normal life, and we don't need all these tricks and stuff. That we are just like ready to go when we should be, like, when we go back to our normal settings, we should be having energy from the food. We should have a good sleep, and when we exercise, we feel good. Like, those are the, like, should be the normal stuff for us, and not that having tons of caffeine and try to, like, go with by that stimulant, which is not energy. Like, many people think that I need caffeine because I need energy, but it doesn't give you energy, it's stress. Can the brain heal with just time and patience? Hi, Rainer. Definitely it can. And even those people, those benzo quitters, if you are, some of you probably are watching the benzo quitter videos. I sure did in my journey, because there wasn't a lot of these caffeine pause videos. Like, we know, it really is the time that also many benzo people say that they didn't have any magic tricks or anything. It's just time. So definitely time and patience. And now I have been sharing a lot of more information in my channel. Also, I have been diving deep about this no virus topic, and this, like, terrain theory, which is all about, like, that we actually, our body is always healing itself. And those diseases that we are told that are very, like, dangerous diseases, and we can contaminate with others, I actually don't believe that. I actually think that why we do heal, there is only, like, a few reasons. There is a poisoning, there is a malnutrition, and then there is a stress from even like the psychic stress or physical stress that comes, or like some kind of injury. So I think those are the reason why people get sick, and not some, like, outcoming viruses. That's just how I see it. But I really do believe that every symptom that we experience are like healing symptom. Even when people say that they have a flu, what I see, what the flu is, it's like just a body removing toxins. So when you get the fever, your body will raise up the temperature, so it can makes those processes that in your body needs to make, that it can deliver the toxins out by coughing, by the glue, or by when you go to the pool, or when you go to the, like, being. All these are like the ways that our body is removing toxins. So our body does it in all the time, that when we eat the food, when we breathe the air, when we whatever we do, there is always those processes going on in our body, that it's naturally removing toxins, and it naturally repairing all the cells, and it does that all the time during our life. But then if something becomes chronic, like for example, for many of us, this caffeineism did become chronic state of stress, then it's when the problem starts to come, because then their body have to start to restore those poisons. Body have to restore those poisons if it cannot get rid of the poisons like that way that we are taking it in. So then, of course, for some of us, if we have been long-term using some kind of drug, or some people use many of drugs, and then you quit, of course, it's gonna take some time before your body gets back to normal after that chronic stress. So that's how I see it. Wait a second. In a garden where the wildflowers sway lives girl named Annie, bright as the day, with laughter like music that dances are. She shays the sunlight without a care. Wow, that was a nice poem, Samu. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful poem. Rinner, I just don't feel like myself, and I was drinking a lot of caffeine for only 2 years. Yeah, but even, yeah, it's still very normal that you don't feel like self. Even 2 years, there are people who haven't drink even not 2 years, but that's the thing. Here's the thing, that our body still adapts. Even if you drink caffeine some months, your body starts to adapt. Same with the benzos. Those benzos are only meant to taken only short term, like mostly 2 weeks. But caffeine is it's also a drug. It's a drug. It's a heavy drug. It's not just like some kind of like underestimated drug. Like, it's very underestimated in that sense that people doesn't get it, that it is an actual drug that you get very easily hooked on, and you will build a tolerance. You will start to build like a tolerance with that too, and you will start to adapt to that drug. So it is normal even if you haven't drank that long time, but if you have drank that quite a lot, or some people, and it's not even an amount. This is one thing that many people, sorry, I have to let the dog in, because Riku, viitit sä ottaa koiran, kun se tulee? Yes, so yeah, so what I was saying, yeah, so even like some people, then they say that with caffeine it's like the amount you use make the poison, but it's not like that. The poison is the poison. Dose doesn't make the poison, because I've seen people who have drank only 1 cup of a day coffee, and they quit, and they did have a hell of a withdrawals. They did cold turkey, and that's why I also don't recommend cold turkey, because like I always say, it can be really hard for many. At least it was for me. I shouldn't have done that ever, but it seems to happen that many people, it just happened, like it happened to me, that one day I did get over to limit, kind of, that I started to have those scary tremors, and then I did cold turkey, and then I started to have a lot of panic attacks and a lot of anxiety and all those horrible symptoms. But yeah, it's definitely normal, even a shorter time, to have pause or long withdrawals. It's normal, it just takes time. Yeah, I have to leave, but thanks for doing this support. Yes, have a nice day, Christopher, and you got this. It gets really better. Yes, Samu, thank you for that poem. What? Doctor tried to putting me on antidepressants and say that I might have an anxiety disorder and that quitting caffeine don't cause me the feeling horrible. Yeah, but it really can cause, just quitting caffeine can cause all the anxiety symptoms that you can imagine. But doctors doesn't understand that. It really is, it really kind of is very sad, because that's why I didn't go doctor. Only 2 times in these 4.5 years I went to doctor, because I knew in those first 6 months I was just like so heavy mental illness patient, if you can call it like that way. I had all kind of things that I could never imagine that human being can even experience. All the symptoms. I don't even wanna go there, but it is like those also will go away with time. But I know it just feels like, it can feel like how I feel that I have bipolar anxiety disorder, I have DBDR, I have some kind of stomach disorder, I have you could have tons of diagnoses in this journey if you go to the doctor. But think about the diagnosis that doctors are giving you. You just tell that you have this and these symptoms. So then they say, yeah, it's anxiety. Okay, I will put you on anxiety meds. But they don't know the reason. They don't go to the root cause, what is causing those symptoms. And the doctors doesn't tell us that those symptoms are a sign that you are healing from the addiction. You are healing after very heavy mind-altering drug, nervous system stimulant, biochemical stress that is affecting every cell in your body, that is affecting your neurotransmitters, your adenosine, your dopamine, every single neurotransmitters, and everything. It's affecting your adrenal glands, your HIB, what? HPA axis. My English is so bad, but anything they want to give you, but they don't say you that it's because from caffeine. It's that's at least in Finland. That's why I wouldn't go in doctor. I only would go probably if I would like have in some kind of accident and something would happen, but with these symptoms that I have speak so many caffeine quitters, so many in throughout these years, and people have messaged me, and we all say the same thing. We all say that I have this symptom and that symptom, and can this be this, and we all know that it is from caffeine. And now when I say you it is from caffeine, it is really from caffeine. My goal is to never drink caffeine again, and I'm only 20 years old and starting to drink a lot of caffeine at 18. Yes, that's a good goal. And you are very young, so you're gonna have so much fun living life without that poison, because you will feel so much that natural energy. And that's how we should. I wish I would have done same in your age. I really would have liked to have that, because in my 20s I had so much OCD. I had so much that anxiety, like I had so much intrusive thoughts back then, and I went through a long therapy that didn't do anything, and none of those therapists never said to me that, hey, what is your caffeine intake? And I was just drinking it because everybody did drink it, and it was so normal. And now even when I watch all those energy drinks, every day when I go to the store, there is a tons of energy drinks, always those new energy drinks. And now there is a lot of those energy drinks with a double dose of caffeine than the normal energy drinks. So it's just, caffeine is a drug, you have to remember. But you are doing a great job. Just give it time. I don't know how, did you say that how many months you are free, or how many weeks, but I don't know if you catch that in your comments. But anyway, wherever you are, just know that it takes some time, and just try to avoid stress if you can, and rest and move if you can, and watch some nice TV shows and do some things that can relax you. But I promise you, it goes. Yeah, 4 months. Definitely is so normal in 4 months. Give it a more time. You will see it will gradually start to ease. Symptom will start to ease. And even if you have a lot of that, not feeling yourself like dizziness, depersonalization, or just like feeling weird, or like whatever the symptoms are, just know that it's all like the part of your brain and body rewiring. I know it just feels so weird that how it can happen, because for me too, I was like very active before I ended up this journey. I was just like ended up, it's like from completely still functional human being, active human being, and then I quit cold turkey caffeine, and I was like, and it took a little bit time for me before the symptoms really hit in, like before the real panic attacks and brain fog and all that hit in. It didn't happen right away, but I was just like, what is happening? Why I don't feel myself? And I just wanted to feel myself. I know how it feels when you just want to feel yourself, but I promise you will feel even better than ever before, because when we are caffeinated, like you said, you didn't even drink that a long time, but it starts to affect to us pretty quickly. And caffeine is in a weird drug in that sense that it affects like a medicine like. So it doesn't, like if you took heroin, or if you took amphetamine or even cocaine, you're gonna feel the effects in right away. It's gonna hit you. And on alcohol, you're gonna of course feel it in a different way. Even weed, you're gonna feel that. But with caffeine, it's weird that many people, they don't notice how it affects to them. Because even that cortisol, when your cortisol is up, of course it raises your adrenaline and noradrenaline, which cause you those heart palpitations and that shortness of the breath and that panic feeling. But if you have high cortisol long time, it's gonna start to change your personality and how your brain works. And that is something that many people doesn't notice. They just get used to that. And then when they feel bad, they just take more caffeine. They just take their caffeine fix, because they just, many people, even before they get their morning coffee, they are starting the withdrawal, but they don't know. They just say that it's a joke, like, I feel cranky before I get my coffee, or don't speak to me before I get my coffee. There are all kind of t-shirts even that say that, but they don't really, all the people doesn't know that it's because the withdrawals are kicking in, and that's why they feel like that. And then when they took the drug, it's all gonna go away, but it's of course not fixing the problem. Is it normal to be emotional during this quitting process? Yes, it's very normal. And even in 4 months where you are, it's very normal in 4 months that you feel a lot of like sadness or even rage, or you suddenly feel like, it can be that in 4 months, people usually say that they can feel like that the anxiety is really high, or a lot of brain fog, or then your emotions can change like suddenly. All that is very normal. So don't worry. Also, is it normal to retain water in your body, like feeling more puffy in the face or stomach when going through the quitting process? Yes, definitely. It's definitely normal. I did also felt like it is because of stress. At least for many people, they gain even weight. I did gain some kilos of weight in my stomach, and I was also craving so much junk food in the beginning. I tried to avoid it, but at my first years, I still did allow myself some sugar and stuff, because I just couldn't stop sugar back then. I did quit sugar in my 2 years free, but don't worry about that, because it's all about this healing process. Some people, they lose a little bit weight, like for example, if they have so bad anxiety that they lose their appetite. I had like losing my appetite really badly in the beginning, but then when I did get a little bit farther, I was just so depressed and anhedonic and so uncomfortable that I was craving a tons of all kind of foods. And it's not easy, but you are doing the best you can. Don't stress about it. Don't stress about it, because you eat what you can and just try to do what you can. I know it's hard to not feel yourself like now, but you're gonna be back to yourself and better. I promise you. Did you, by the way, quit cold turkey, or did you taper? It is really a normal thing to not feel yourself. When our brain is fixing itself, our body is fixing itself, it doesn't it takes all the energy to doing that rewiring, and that's why we kind of feel off. We feel disconnected or off. We don't want to socialize necessarily. We don't feel like hanging with our friends or with our girlfriend or boyfriend, because we are not feeling ourselves. We are not feeling that sense of calm and connected. When our nervous system is that normal connected state, we want to hang out, we want to do all the things and have fun and do hobbies. But then when we are disconnected in this journey, we just feel like isolated and wanting to be ourselves and unwell, and all that is because our nervous system is sensitized and it's just like misfiring. Yes, I quit cold turkey because of a really bad panic attack that scared me for a month. Yes, all that is very normal then. It's very normal. And it is cold turkey also. It's a kind of a shock. So but it doesn't matter, you will heal anyway. Like now when you are in the journey, it's good that you are quit and you stay quit, and the symptoms will go away. But that does happen to many people, that people will end up having a panic attack while they are using, and then just it goes from there. But it's like, even like I always show people this anxiety center side. It's kind of good side in that. I will find that and show you these anxiety symptoms. Wait a second. So we can have like, there is a lot of these anxiety symptoms that just know it's all normal when we quit caffeine, that we feel a lot of like all these body chafe, body jolt, muscle tension, all kind of low energy is very common. I have gone through these symptoms many times in my channel, but it depends the person, kind of. Even in this journey, it depends a little bit from the person what kind of symptoms you have, but it's really common to have all kind of stomach symptoms, migraines, low energy, back pain, body aches, muscle tension, all kind of these neck symptoms, neck, shoulder tension, brain burning, brain fog, brain zap, brain surges, body temperature increases, all. And then there is a lot of all kind of, these are all kind of normal fears: fear of dying, fear of losing control, fear of being public, fear of going crazy, independent doom of normal things, unusual feelings and emotion, unusually frightening thoughts or feelings, All these are normal. I just show you that, reassurance you that it's, even these symptoms are not nice, they are meaning that you are healing. So you don't have to worry. The mornings feels worse sometimes. Yes, that's how it is. It was for me too, that the mornings was always first, because normally our stress hormones are anyway, they are like high in the mornings, and then when they are so messed up while we are healing, we feel just many times in the mornings are just that very uncomfortable. And at least I felt in the mornings like panicky, and just I couldn't, like, now when I wake up I can just like even read for half an hour in my bed and I feel really calm, really calm. Not like dizzy, or I just feel calm and good. But it took me a long time before I started to feel like that before I had anxiety, I always felt that mornings even I couldn't stay in the bed and lay. I just have to wake up, and yeah, it was like messy. But now I like to sleep late if I can, and I can because I'm not working now, so I just like that. And yeah, it will all go away, that morning anxiety also. So don't worry. It's very, very, very normal. And also remember to drink a lot of water. Even the water doesn't take your symptoms away. It can, like, sometimes it can feel that we feel also dehydrated. At least I felt because of that high stress, and I always felt like thirsty. I think that was one of the anxiety symptom too, the constant thirst. Sometimes I can even describe how I feel. I just feel off, and it's hard because I still have to continue working and living. Yes, my heart goes out with you. I'm sure it's really hard, and I can relate that it really is sometimes hard to explain. I remember back then, I was about 4 or 5 months off, and I did have to travel to my sister's sons have had some kind of like graduation party, and I had to go there, and I had to travel in the train, and I just feel so weird. I felt like tons of brain. I remember describing, I felt like I had some kind of helmet in my head, that I just wasn't feeling normal ever. And I didn't feel at normal at all there when I was trying to, interact with those relatives, and it was just weirdest weird. But I recommend you, if you have a diary, at least for me in my journey, it was really good for me that I was keeping some kind of diary during the months. And then when my journey did go further, it was like nice to read those my old diaries, like how I was feeling in that and that. So you can kind of do that also, and then also write there your improvements. So it's gonna help you to see how you will improve. But it's definitely very normal, all what you are feeling in that phase of the recovery. And I know it's hard to do stuff when we don't feel normal. It's almost like impossible to explain to someone. It's almost feel that you are living but you are not living, almost like some kind of zombie living but never normal. And actually I thought, I was so scared at that point in my journey, because I didn't have any help. I only had those Kato's videos that I find a little bit later on my journey. I just thought that maybe I did have some kind of brain injury, and because it felt like a brain injury, because I have my memory felt like really off. Sometimes I was scared to leave the house because I just didn't want to go by myself, because it was just the fear I had, like that fear all the time. Like, it's hard to explain, but like now when I don't have any fear, but when you do have that fear, it's like feeling that you have that constant fear and irritation, and that something's about to get you, or at least some of us will feel those intrusive thoughts, just unwell. They come and go, symptoms come and go, intrusive thoughts can come and go, TBDR, disconnected feelings can come and go. Sometimes we're gonna feel a little bit better. At least for me, it was like those first 3 months that I didn't really have any single windows. Then after 6 months, I started to have like those moments more and more, little moments, but definitely give it like at least that 1 year at least. I'm sure that you're gonna see improvements even before that for sure, but give it a little bit more time. You will see improvements for sure, and you start to feel more calm, and you will have those better moments starts to come. So it is an ups and downs, like a roller coaster ride. But that's how we actually, that is how we heal. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing, and in that it's pretty amazing that it doesn't matter how old we are in this or how young we are, we all do heal, and we go back to our basic settings, as I like to say, like the things that you used to like to do, and your hobbies, you're gonna like them again. You're gonna like them again, and you wanna do them again. You will motivated again. You feel excited again. All those normal stuff that you are maybe now wondering then why I don't feel motivated, why I feel like this, why I feel like not feeling connected to my body, why I feel this heavy, why I cannot exercise, or whatever. It's all this rewiring. What you Pister? At first I couldn't even go shopping because of fear. Got panic attacks while going for a walk and run home again. The beginning was hell. Yes, Yupistar. Yeah, it was. That's why I don't even luckily remember that so good, but it was really hell. I had the same. I went somewhere and I had the panic attacks. I had tons of panic attacks. Even in the grocery store, I had many panic attacks. But we were living in the city with my boyfriend then, and like we quit the same time, and he also had like I think he also had pause. He had been smoking. He did smoke weed back then and cigarettes. Now he have been without weed, but still smoke cigarettes. But he still had like a depression and weird feelings, but he didn't have like the same kind of terror that I had. But I remember that I just had to go to the store to buy food and, go places. And I just had panic attacks, like tons, or even grocery store. I was like, but you do what you gotta do. And then some days it was just like too much to leave the house. Then I did order the food to house, and yeah, it was very messy the beginning in all kind of ways. And it took me even months to do. I remember in my 6 months I was trying to do video about OCD, because I was just thinking that this is just like those symptoms will just I couldn't even imagine that it could took longer me than a year. Even I was reading in the Reddit decaf and all those, some of those forums. Then I find a Facebook group. Even I wasn't there, but my boyfriend was in the quitting caffeine group. And then I read that people have gone through this 3 years before they start to feel better or something. And I was like, yeah, but not me. And then I was just like that I'm gonna just recover fast, and I just feel normal about in a year. But then it didn't go. For me, it didn't go like that. It was just like, then I just really started to accept in some point. It took a while before I started to accept, because a long time I just wanted to find some kind of quick fix. But then it's easier if we would just accept that they're gonna take a little bit time, and I don't know how much time it's gonna be for each of you, but when we accept the symptoms and when we don't like fight them, I think it can be a little bit easier than just trying to Google and fight, and even we do that, and that's all normal to do that. At least I did Google everything and find all kind of information, but luckily then I did also find Mandy and some others who did go through the same. So it is ups and downs, but just know I'm supporting you, and I also have a Discord if you want to join there. So I did create my Discord when I was about 1 year off. I started then full-time help caffeine quitters pretty much when I was 1 year off, and since then I have been like helping, and the group is, if you want to just chat there, or you can just join or sometimes right there if you want, but just know that there is that kind of group also. And of course the Quitting Caffeine Facebook group is of course the really good group if you like the groups, but groups are not for everyone, of course. What else? Do you have any other questions or anything that you wanna chat? Yes, it's nice. It's nice, and it's really nice that even this journey I have getting friends like Mandy and me, we became friends. It's just so nice that even this was like a really hardest experience in my life. There's no other experience that I gone through in my life that could have been this hard. No, nothing that I could compare, or nothing that I could imagine that would be in the future that could be same hard. But the best thing have been that comes all things that have come out from this my YouTube channel. A lot of people have been starting to get this information about caffeine. There are so many more caffeine quitters now than there was when I started, and all those friends that I have get in this journey. So it's been really, really good. It's all blessings from the God. So yes. What else? And I even want to say that then when you do recover and when you start to feel a little bit more yourself and a little bit better, I'm gonna promise to you that you're gonna like, when the Christmas comes, or when anything comes that you used to have been enjoying, whatever it is, that now when you go those places that you used to feel that you felt good and you feel connected, or even in caffeinated, you still could, like we had the things that we like to do, and we were able to, many of us, we were able to still do things because our brain was adapted. Even with that drug, we were adapted to use that. We were living our life, and not like being optimal or the state that would be like the best for us, but we were able to enjoy stuff and do those. So those same stuff, it takes long time that they start to feel good again. So probably in your first years, or some people first years, some people maybe first year, your Christmas is not fun at all. Your birthdays, if you would usually celebrate them, they are not fun at all. Anything is not fun at all. But then when the time goes by, things starts to come back slowly. And that is rewiring. That is like ups and downs. It can be that some month you will feel a bit better and you have a like good window, and then can be the other month you are not. That's just the rewiring. The back pain is terrible. Yeah, the back pain was really hard, for sure. Yeah, it's horrible. But that's also very normal. Yeah, I felt like I felt almost like I was like 100 years old always, and my neck was always tight. I just always wanted to be in the bed, and even in the beginning months, even me and my boyfriend, we were watching a lot of TV. I just couldn't concentrate. I remember we were watching some series, and I was just watching those, but I wasn't there. Like their TV was on, and we were sitting there trying to eat food, and suddenly I said that I have this feeling that I cannot breathe, or I always had this like some kind of weird fear that I could never feel normal. But gladly that all will pass. My posture got a little bit bad too. Yes, that's normal. That's very normal. But you are doing amazing job. I'm really happy that you did get rid of the caffeine and you are now recovering. Like a pelvic tilt. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I always felt like that my posture was some kind of like very stiff, like very like stuck. Like my posture was never like flexible, or I never felt like what is the word, like one people say that she feels that she wanna rip her skin off and like come out from the body, like that you don't feel like normal in your body. But that's a symptom too. Guys, you're just doing so amazing work. I'm happy that you are here, and I hope that this my channel have been helping you, and I have been able to give even a little bit reassurance for you, because I know it's not fun to go through all those symptoms alone, and it feels like forever. But just know that that time will pass, and there will come a day that you don't even think about this anymore. It's just really a time. And the patience was never my strongest thing, but it sure did become, I did become better in that in the journey. But now I think I will wish you all a good evening and a good day. I don't know what country you are. If you are America, probably there is still a day. It's 11 p.m. here, so it's kind of late. I will go sleep soon, but I will say you good evening, good day, good afternoon, whatever, and see you again in my lives. And just remember, you got this, and you do amazing work being free. Just stay quit and keep up the good work. Bye bye, guys.